bit more. Make some noise, you guys are basketball fans. This has been killing it. Make some noise, you guys are football fans. Now make some noise, you're a NASCAR fan. So for silence on that one. That is what I call a welfare check. Safety isn't that question. See, I'm not the biggest fan of NASCAR. I'm kidding. They're not a big fan of me. And I think they can make the sport better. We're going to get every race, all drivers. They draw Uno cards. It's wild. You make a right turn, when nobody knows when. My sport is MMA. If you're not familiar with MMA, basically put two guys in a cage, tell them to kill each other, but not really, it's not clear. But the hardest part of MMA isn't having someone try to head, knees, shoulder you to the face. The hardest part is actually cutting the weight. And I have $1 million idea. I think the best way to cut weight would be recreational chemotherapy. Think about it. You take Anderson Silva, he's like 185. Take him down to 125. Who beats him? Who wins? Cancer, guys. Cancer wins. Guys, that joke's in remission. Thank you. You guys have been pretty cool. I'll be a little vulnerable with you guys. I have a lot of white friends. I could cut back. Last fly, not as much as man, And the thing is, it gets awkward, Like recently got a new holiday, Juneteenth. You may have heard of it. Good day off. Thank you. You celebrate. And they were so nervous about it. One of the guys came up to me, came to my door. He's like, "Hey Darius, happy June 13th." I was like, "Ooh, happy St. Patrick's Day to you too, man." It gets awkward. A lot of times they come up to me, they're like, "Darius, what can we do to make sure we're on equal ground as friends?" So I go have a meeting, go figure it out. I had that meeting. They came back, idea wasn't that crazy. They said, "How about this? Every February we'll watch a movie where a white person is not the main character." Year one, y'all look at me at her, but we watched a classic called Black. All right. That's how I knew who was watching it. That said a lot more about you than it said about me right now. But it was going great, year after year after year. So last year, if you wanted to watch a movie, it was called The American Society of Magical Negroes. You may have heard of it, may have not. It was only in theaters for 3 weeks, and it got pulled because of low ticket sales. And I get it, they could have came up with a better title, a better name. I got one right now. How about this? Tyler Perry Presents Medea and the Sorcerer's Stone. What a kill. I love comedy, been doing it for a few years, you get in different situations. I was doing a video shoot not too long ago. A guy comes up to me, he's like, "Hey man, what do you do?" I said, "I'm Darius Walker, I do comedy all over." I said, "What do you do?" He said, "I used to be a recurring extra on The Cosby Show." That's a weird thing to brag about now, right? We can all agree that's a weird thing to brag about. That's like bragging about saying I used to be R. Kelly's linen sheets manager. You're not telling me much, you're telling me you handle a lot of piss. But he was so proud, he kept going on and on and on. He was like, "Man, did you ever watch that show?" I said, "No, that show always put me to sleep." He said, "Well, you snooze, you lose." I said, "I feel like Cosby said that exact same thing." Dirty and dark mix, guys. Dirty and dark mix. Thank you. I was doing a show on the east side of the state, and at the end of the show, the green room was a little accessible. So I'm going towards the green room. Lady comes up to me, a little older. She was like, "Darius, I love the show. You were so funny." I said, "Thank you. I know." And then she was going on and on with the conversation. She said, "Darius, I bet you get all the women back home." I said, "Actually, I'm engaged, been in a very long-term relationship." She didn't like that answer. She looked at me, she said, "Bet you wouldn't register it when you look at me as a woman. I'm old enough to be your mom." I said, "No, my mom's younger." didn't like that one.